Góðan daginn, heiti Tritty og velkomin til Reykjavíkur.
Planes, trains, and automobiles going round the world like a spinning wheel. The road's my friend, the road's my home. All I have is the world to roam. My life is fast, my life is flitty. Living my life as Tritty in the city. Hey, it's Tritty in the city.
Reykjavik began as a small fishing settlement in 874, but grew to become the official capital of Iceland in 1786. As far as capital cities go, it is the 8th smallest in Europe, with 120,000 people, or roughly 1/3 of the national population.
Joining us this episode, we have a very special guest. It's my buddy Grant Olens. He's going to be operating our second camera. So if you see an extra camera shot, there's another cameraman besides Tritty.
Trenton, Grant, and I would all be staying in Reykjavik with my friend Heitha for the weekend. Heitha is a native to Reykjavik whom I befriended on an airplane just 1 year before. We were thankful to have a warm place to stay and a few furry friends to keep us company. The next morning, Heitha drove us into the city. We were walking around when we were interrupted by something unusual. We had walked straight into a parade of Icelandic horses. As it turned out, this was the weekend of Iceland's annual horse festival. We would have loved to have stuck around, but I don't think it would have behooved us.
Oh, sometimes they're called ponies, but it's kind of humiliating for some people.
Yeah, a little bit.
They are not ponies.
I'm not a pony, I'm a horse.
Farther down the street was Hallgrímskirkja, the most famous church in Iceland. Leif Erikson stands outside of the church, which resembles massive pillars of volcanic rock. The church itself was named after the Icelandic poet Hallgrímur Pétursson. We climbed to the top of the church's 240-foot tower to get a better view over the city. Upon exiting, we were greeted with Iceland's favorite weather, wind. The wind persisted, but thankfully we wouldn't have to withstand it for too long, because Heitha was taking us to the market.
This is the marketplace where all of the Icelanders and some of the tourists come to do some shopping.
We browsed a little, but the most interesting part of the market was the deli, where Heitha was buying us some things for dinner. We took this chance to get ourselves acquainted with the Icelandic diet.
This is a dried fish?
Yeah. You want taste?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? This one, catfish.
Okay. It's a bit chewy.
It's sour whale.
Sour whale.
Yeah. It's different.
Different type of whale?
No, it's
This is the blubber.
you're eating slaughter, but it's two kinds. Livrapilsa blóðmör.
It's blood pudding and liver pudding. Salmon and trout. Smoked with sheepdog.
Sheepdog.
Well,
But it doesn't taste like duck.
no.
Okay, good.
It has a more smoky flavor.
It was actually better than I thought it would be, but I hankered for something a little more familiar for lunch. Thankfully, Reykjavik's most famous hot dog stand was right outside. It had been open since 1937 and was definitely worth waiting in line.
It's delicious. I don't really know what's in it. They put some sauce on it. I said surprise me to the cashier, and this is what I got, so.
Is it good though?
It's fantastic.
After lunch, we headed into the nearby Blue Mountains for an afternoon adventure. We were scheduled to join a tour from Iceland Expeditions in exploring an underground lava cave. The cave had formed 2,000 years ago during an intense period of volcanic activity. Now that everything has calmed down, groups can strap on some crampons and climb around inside. Leading our group was Heiða's cousin Kormakur, an ex-search and rescue responder, and cave diving enthusiast. Once the emergency line was secured, it was time to enter the cave.
Well, the sizes are different. Of course, normal people that are not risk takers, that don't sign just some forms and put their lives in the hands of a total stranger, they usually would ask themselves all this rock on the floor, and is this a good place or a safe place to be in? And the answer is I don't know.
Suffice to say, we were a bit uncertain of what we had gotten ourselves into. In spite of our uncertainty, we followed Kormakr into the darkness. Immediately, we were struck by the beautiful ice formations that had grown all over the cavern.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Some icicles even had streams of water flowing through them.
This water is clean, right?
However, the cave's geological formations were just as impressive.
I want to show you these small stalactites and stalagmites, and this is kind of the lava drip stalagmites that we have. But you can see that this kind of formations, they just remind me of the Lord of the Rings. It's kind of where the orcs are or something like that. It's kind of a strange thing. How you can see all this grey colors here, and then we have this big collapse, and then there are different like red, orange, yellow. Of course, a lot of this is because of the high iron content in the magma, but also sulfur and different minerals.
There's a Fruit Loop, Trenton.
Do you find many Fruit Loops down here?
Somebody didn't follow the not bringing anything rule.
They got a little hungry down the cave.
Are you sure it was?
Yeah.
Is the green thing that
There's
is
a green circle.
Yeah, that's actually from Krampus. Called the Krampus.
I thought it was a Fruit Loop.
That makes a lot more sense than,
Yeah.
than breakfast cereal.
I'm glad you didn't try it. Taste it.
Yeah, no.
After solving the riddle of the Fruit Loop, we came upon another of the cave's many mysteries.
It's not the only mystery. I have another mystery. But we just make a really quick experiment. We turn off our lamp. Just a quick push. And it's done. So the question is, how did this sheep find its way? Well, of course it wasn't going here. I guess it wasn't playing hide and seek.
Someone just touched my leg.
Yeah. That's just the ghost of the sheep. Now you're going to hear meh.
We may have found the culprit of the sheep's murder, or at least some evidence of one.
What else can it be? This is troll poo.
I knew it.
Yeah, I mean this is obvious. There's another one over there.
That's a nice one. You can't have a cave without trolls in it.
Yeah, right. Think about the trolls in Iceland. The Icelandic troll is a big creature, really big. They carve out mountains and stuff like that. So maybe a troll baby.
It seemed like at every turn there was something new for us to discover.
I see the treasure.
Yeah, go get it for us.
But after 3 hours of wandering the caves, we wanted to return to the sunlight, even if that meant stepping out into the middle of a hailstorm.
Get that!
Yeah, look at that rainbow. Yeah, it's more of a rainbow. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
By the time that we had reached Heatha's house, the hail had already turned to snow. Thankfully, we had some dry clothes and a hot Icelandic meal waiting for us. So we sat down with Heatha and her family for a farewell feast. There was dried fish, of course, which is best served lathered in butter. I had a hard time chewing mine, though. But to top everything off, we needed to try the local delicacy, putrescent shark.
Grant and I are about to eat a bite of shark and then chase it with some licorice vodka.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let's go.
We even got Heva's husband to try some. It had been a nice way to end things in Iceland, because the next morning we had to give our thanks and say our goodbyes. As Heva drove us to the airport, I couldn't help but still be amazed at our time in Reykjavik. This enchanting country would doubtless be in our memories for years to come. This was a land filled with wonder, adventure, discovery, legend, and magic.
Tritty, what are we going to find in these caves?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
We're at the bottom of Arthur's Seat, and we're about to ascend to the very top.